What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. Got a great video. Honestly, very interesting video. Honestly, something I didn't even know about or have heard about. So I'm curious to read the comments after this video to see how many of y'all have heard of this before. So let me set the stage. I'm perusing on X, as one does, and I come across a post from someone named Jay Anderson from Project Unity. Now, quickly before I jump in, Jay is supposed to come on Vetted to talk about the Giza discoveries that had happened and he was reporting on, but he's been so busy. So I sent him an email and just told him, hey, let's just hold off, man. Take advantage of the moment, get your stuff done. I'm a fellow content creator. I get it. So he's doing his thing. He will be coming on at some point. Hopefully we'll make that happen, but I get it. So anyway, I see him make a post about the Area 51 of Egypt. And I'm like, what? So this is the post I'm talking about. It says, the Area 51 of Egypt. I'm listening. Hidden between Giza and Cairo, buried beneath decades of military secrecy, lies a site almost no one talks about. Zawyet El Aryan. I probably just butchered the hell out of that. My apologies. Now, let's get to this video and see what this is about. But before we do that, quickly, I want to give you a refresher on Area 51, which I'm sure you don't need if you're watching this channel. But just in case, right? Area 51, otherwise known as Dreamland. I've actually been out there myself and checked it out. Been up to the gate, seen it all. Right, been on Extraterrestrial Highway, been out to Rachel, Nevada, which is, the town right by one of the entrances. I've been to the Black Box. It's like a mailbox. You can put letters in. I did all that. I've done it. Been there. Seen that. Why? Because Area 51 is considered one of the most secretive, black sites, I guess, that the American government has, which by default might make it one of the most secretive in the world, right? Where they test, I guess advanced aircraft and things like that, right? And famously, right, we found out about it because of Bob Lazar. However you feel about it, it's kind of how that information came out. Area 51, and he claimed that there were, near Area 51, I believe Groom Lake, next to it, S4, whatever. But it's all, I consider it all the same area. We were housing downed UFOs and had potentially an alien body there. And Bob even worked on parts of the craft and even got to go inside one of the craft, right, one time. So the idea that there might be another facility like this in Egypt is quite appealing, right? So let's watch this video and see what this is about. Again, we're talking about between Giza and Cairo, right? And if you remember, there just was allegedly this brand new discovery in the Giza Plateau under the pyramids, going down 2 kilometers. Could this be connected, right? In my opinion, that hasn't been, at 100% confirmed. But, what are we here for, y'all? Let's have a little fun. Let's see what this is about.
There wasn't originally a military site there, right? This is the one that slopes down, and it's like a kind of a basin that they discovered with limestone blocks, and they even did like a Hollywood film there once, right? Where they had like this scene of them coming down off of the ramp or something, but now they've built a military base around this area.
Yeah, it's a ruined pyramid. The pyramid is gone. All that's left is the underside of it, much like the pyramid at Abu Rawash. But there is something at Zawyet El Aryan there's a major energy anomalies. There's like weird physics doesn't really follow its normal laws there. There's I've heard extraterrestrial objects from off planet there, that there's a big underground complex right under there. There are some things that make it one of the most difficult places in Egypt to get access to. I only know a couple people who have been able to get in there, but there's a very important site connected to it, and there's some kind of like portal energy or some kind of potentially interdimensional thin spot in time space or something like that, some kind of a anomaly, which is why I think they built the military base around it.
Okay, that is interesting. Let's go back to this thing.
Weird physics.
So this is interesting. They built a military base around, right, this thing, which is interesting. Right? It's kind of what you would do if that were true, right? That kind of makes sense. That's fascinating. Now, I will say that makes it different than Area 51, but, I just had a thought. What if Area 51 was built around something similar, right? An ancient structure that had special properties. So they decided to build Area 51 around it. Has anyone ever said that? I don't know. I never heard that before. That is pretty fascinating if that could be the case. Because why choose where they did? I mean, hey, man, just throwing out ideas here. We're at the campfire, right, y'all? This is fascinating. Let's listen to what he says about the energy and physics and extraterrestrial objects potentially being there. A portal being there. What does that remind you of? Stargate, the movie Stargate?
Energy anomalies. There's like weird physics doesn't really follow its normal laws there. There's I've heard extraterrestrial objects from off planet there, that there's a big underground complex right under there. There are some things that make it one of the most difficult places in Egypt to get access to. I only know a couple people who have been able to get in there, but there's a very important site connected to it, and there's some kind of like portal energy or some kind of potentially interdimensional thin spot in time space or something like that, some kind of a anomaly, which is why I think they built the military base around it.
Interesting. All right,
There wasn't originally a military site there, right?
I've been waiting to give this a like. There we go. That is interesting, right? The Area 51 of Egypt. What do y'all think of this? Have y'all ever heard of this? I'd never heard of this. And what does that mean for other places, right? Again, it just gets me thinking, like, have we built facilities around other ancient sites like this? And when he said the pyramid's gone, but the understructure's gone, how does a pyramid disappear, right? If it's so hard to put up, it would be hard to get rid of as well, right? If we're being honest, like the whole thing is gone. I mean, of course, not the underside, but, the triangular, right? That thing is gone. I mean, that's also fascinating, right? But, wow, I don't know. What have y'all heard like this? All right, so let's take a closer look at this place where this is located, right, to see if we can find some more information. So I looked it up on Wikipedia, right? It says Zawyet El Aryan, I got that wrong again, is a town in the Giza governorate. God, I'm losing it today, y'all. I don't know how to say that. Governorate. Okay. Located between Giza and Abu Sir. To the west of the town, just in the desert area, is a necropolis referred to by the same name. Also directly east across the Nile is Memphis. Oh, that's interesting. In Zawyet El Aryan, there are 2 pyramid complexes and 5 mastaba cemeteries, right? Wow, that's interesting. So here we go. This is where it is in Egypt, right? And you can see some of the pictures that they showed there too, right? I'm trying to look for any references to... Okay, here we go. Maybe this is it. Since 1960, much of the area near Zawyet... Okay, I'm just going to stop saying that. We're just going to call it El Aryan. That's also hard. El Ariana Grande. I don't know. Okay, I'm moving on. Has been restricted for use as a military base. So since 1960. So what is that? 65 years. Access to the pyramids has been restricted since 1964. No excavations are allowed. The original necropolis is overbuilt with military bungalows, and the shaft of the unfinished pyramid has allegedly been misused as a trash dump. What? The condition of both burial shafts is uncertain and most possibly disastrous. Okay, that's interesting. But no mention of it being like another Area 51 and have portal energy, right? Extraterrestrial objects being there, off-world objects. I don't know. This is kind of new. So let me know in the comments if you've heard anything like this, or know anything about this particular area and these, energy properties, off-world objects, a portal, right? Again, it just reminds me of Stargate. Is this where that started? Is this where they filmed part of Stargate? Quick little Google search. Stargate was not filmed there. Definitely filmed all in the States. But the only movie filmed at that particular site, Zawyet El Aryan or Grande, whatever, is the movie right here called Land of the Pharaohs. And let's just watch a little bit of the trailer. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we can see some of it in here.
Out of the mists of time.
Out of the eternal sands.
Out of the living rock.
Out of the soul and sinew of thousands upon thousands of men. It rises from the desert's floor as the mightiest monument ever erected to the glory of one man, to inspire all men for all time.
Egypt, 50 centuries ago, when her culture and civilization flourished in a setting of unequal...
So that's interesting. Well, first of all, old trailers like that are hilarious. I mean, look at the sets they used to have. So they filmed this movie here. That may be it. Right?
3 million stones were being welded together by time and
that's it.
toil in the golden halls of the palace. Another ageless story was being lived.
Let's go back.
While 3 million across the desert to the River Nile for the final journey to the mighty ramps that flanked the pyramid. But while 3 million stones were being welded together by time and toil in the golden halls of the palace, and
Pretty sure that's it. But anyway, they did film there. So some of it's got to be in there. But what's interesting is they filmed it in 1955, right? And part of it in 1954, I believe. Either way, 5 years before the military base was put on it and 9 years before it was restricted. So that's kind of interesting, right? Were some of these energy properties there when they were filming this movie, right? I couldn't find any stories of that online, but that's kind of interesting, right? So who knows? And before we go, I saved this for the end. I'm going to play the trailer for my trip to Area 51. I'll put a link in the description. I did this trip on the other podcast I used to have called Lone Star Plate. So if you want to see that full video, again, link in the description. But here's a trailer.
We're heading to Area 51. That's good. Right here. Jamer, not too far. Dude.
Yes, it's right. He's following us.
Yeah, okay, let's stop. Let me out. Hopefully I'm alive after this. Let's go.
There it is. That's it.
Dude, they are so close on us, Jerry.
All right, betters, we'll see you in the next video. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.